And as he asks the questions, I think he can use any tone that he wants, as long as he puts forward his question. But, Council, your voice is intimidating. Can you be considerate?
Or I can do it better than him. I can also do it.
Can you please?
I promise, Honorable Chair, if the witness answers the questions instead of engaging me in mind games, there will be no need for me to raise my voice or to use a harsh tone. And just to answer the legal question, yes, we are allowed by law to use the exact approach I'm using when you have the exact type of witness on the dock. But I promise I'll be a nice guy, but it has to be mutual. If he refuses to answer the questions or tries to duck them, then he has asked me to be harsh on him.
Madam Chair, I have no problem answering questions. I have no problem absolutely. Just like the one he said, he read part of the statement and left out by National Cereals and Produce Board.
Fair enough.
Yeah, don't be mischievous if you want us to be honestly and genuinely.
Honorable Wanami, let me ask the question politely.
Council, please.
Yes.
Let us respect this sitting, and Honorable Wamboka is not a learned fellow.
And I'm not on trial.
So as you ask your questions, please tone down your voice.
I'll do that, Honorable Chair. Much obliged. Honorable Wanami, let's go to ground 1E. Ground 1E on page 5 of your motion. You accuse the Cabinet Secretary of breaching Article 152(5). Correct or incorrect?
Yeah, it's there.
Good. Are you aware this article does not impose any duties on the Cabinet Secretary that would be the subject of a potential breach by the Cabinet Secretary?
There are several sections. You are choosing only one.
Let's just to what I asked.
Read to them together.
Honorable Wanami, and unfortunately, I'm allowed to be selective in the questions I put to you. So just answer them. So my question is, does Article 152(5)
Chair, order.
6...
Point of order, Chair.
Honorable Yusuf?
I think the time is not moving. I don't know why. And
it's mischievous way.
Secretariat, please, can you confirm on that?
We have really gone.
It is moving.
It has started now.
Honorable Wanami.
Yeah.
Does Article 152, sub-Article 5, 6, 7, all the way to 10, as alleged in 1E at page 5,
yes,
impose any duty on the Cabinet Secretary?
You can read them and answer you.
Either it does or it doesn't. I put to you, sir,
it does.
That article has no bearing and is incapable of being breached, not just by Linturi, but indeed by any Cabinet Secretary. Let's go to ground 2, sir.
Madam Chair, you can read it.
Let's go to ground 2.
You can read it later as a committee.
Let's go to ground 2, sir, page 6 of your motion. You say there are serious reasons for believing that the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under national law. Correct or incorrect?
In fact, very serious.
Good. Very serious. Please confirm the sections you claim to have been breached are in the Penal Code. Under paragraph A, under paragraph B on page 7. Correct or incorrect?
I need to read. I need to read.
Please confirm, sir, that the basis you have used for this allegation is the letter allegedly authored by Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi. Is it one of the reasons given in this motion?
Yeah, it's one of the instruments I used.
Is Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi one of your witnesses in this motion?
That document
Is
was
he or is
served.
he not, sir?
We can have him.
Is he listed as one of your witnesses?
We can include him, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other person you have named for these supposed serious reasons?
The reason why Ahmed Nasir is not a witness is because this document was presented to a committee of this House.
It's okay, we'll deal with it.
You may not know Akili, the same way I don't know law matters. Let me also educate you on how things work here. Once a document is presented to a committee of the House, it becomes a property of this House. And especially on oath. And it's on that basis that we have used.
Sir, on this ground too, you see the Honorable Linturi is facing investigations, imminent arrests on account of certain disputes. Correct or incorrect?
He admitted himself that he has over 33 cases.
Fair enough. At page 7, you will admit one of the disputes is the petition in the High Court, number E068, Roman 1. Correct or incorrect?
Where are you reading?
Page 7, Roman 1. You have cited a decision in the petition number E068 of 2021.
Among 32 others.
Among 32 others. I'm happy to stick with the 32. You will confirm, besides that particular dispute listed there, you have listed additional disputes on pages 15, Roman X. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah, right.
Going all the way to page 16. Correct or incorrect?
16 what? Going all the way for what?
You have listed those disputes in...
Yeah, you can see them.
Under Roman 10, Roman 10 goes up to page 16, right?
Yeah, you can see them.
Good. And even Roman 11 is still about those disputes. Correct or incorrect?
But I've told you that's what I've listed. So
Cool.
yeah.
You will agree with me, sir.
Avoid repetition to save time.
All these 33 cases are personal disputes between the Honorable Linturi and the Honorable Member for Aldai constituency. Either it is fact or it is not.
How does the Eldai member come in forging bank
Those
records?
are she is the party to all those 32 cases you have cited, sir.
How does the Eldai member of parliament come
Will
in
you
forgery
answer
of
my
documents?
question, Honorable Member, that all these 32 cases you have cited, the common denominator for all of them is that they embody a dispute between, a personal dispute between the Honorable Linturi and the Honorable Member for Aldai constituency.
Not true.
It is not true.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy with that answer because we'll come to it
Yes,
to see
proceed.
whether it is true. Let's go to your last allegation against Linturi. Number 3 on page 8. Your complaint here is gross misconduct, contrary to the Public Officer, or rather to the Leadership and Integrity Act. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah, very correct.
You will again confirm, sir, that the specific thing Linturi is alleged to have done is, one, to have been in a spat with journalists. Correct or incorrect?
As we also.
Good. The only other thing he is alleged to have done is to order the closure of some factory. Correct or incorrect?
Which he didn't have powers, and he doesn't.
Good. Now let's come to the spat with journalists. Is any journalist coming to testify that there was a spat between them and the Honorable Linturi?
They did to a committee of this House, which therefore becomes the record of the
Sir,
House.
you have a number of witnesses in your page 193. Have you listed a single journalist
They
who
already,
can come and confirm to this committee that the Honorable Linturi was engaged in a spat with them?
Madam Chair, we also, one. Number two, once any person appears before a committee of parliament, whatever they give to parliament is therefore the property of the house and can be used.
You will agree, sir, again, the material you cite.
But even Wakili yourself, you saw.
No, I didn't see, unfortunately. But let's go to the matter at hand, page 8.
Madam Chair, I'm sure you saw.
I'm asking my questions, Honorable Member.
Page
8 of your motion. Allegation number 3. A. You cite there as the basis for this complaint a press statement issued by Ms. Faith Odhiambo, President of the Law Society of Kenya. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Is Ms. Faith Odhiambo, President of the Law Society, a journalist?
Of course, you know, that's your learned friend.
You answer me. Is she a journalist?
She's your learned friend.
Your Honor, may I say something? Upon that, we all know that we know our standing in society. And the question that my learned friend is asking, with tremendous respect to him, is ridiculous.
Honorable Chair, I'm not the one who wrote this motion. This is the witness's motion. They have told you Honorable Linturi was in a spat with journalists, and the evidence is not the testimony of any journalist. It is a press statement issued by the President of the Law Society, who is not a journalist, yes, who has not sworn a witness statement, who is not coming to confirm to you whether she was present at this part. Surely, my colleague must allow me to do my job. And he knows I'm doing my job. He's just cleverly winding the clock for me.
It is important to note that we are doing cross-examination, and it is between Honorable Wamboka and the Council. Please stick to that and respond to all the questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. The President of LSK, just like any other Kenyan who saw, who watched what the minister did to that journalist, can I finish?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Was rightly in whatever she did to bring out the matter to the public and condemn it. And that is not the only. That is not the only person who has condemned it. So many Kenyans have condemned it. But more frustrating, I'm afraid the council wants us honestly to talk about things that have been very obvious. And he's been in this committee. Proceed.
Okay, I'll proceed. You accuse the Honorable Linturi, again in this ground 3, of closing a factory.
Which he didn't have any such powers.
Fair enough.
The powers belong to Fertilizer Board.
Has any of your witnesses sworn a statement?
But that is the law.
Answer my question, Honorable Wamboka. Have you any witness
Madam Chair,
coming to testify?
My testimony is the act.
You know, if you raise your voice, I'll raise mine, and we agree.
And I can do better in that.
So the question is, have you brought any witnesses?
My witness.
Confirm the alleged closure of the factory. It's either you
public knowledge, and my witness is testimony. And Madam Chair, I keep reminding Wakili that any documents that face a committee of parliament are admissible. This was canvassed very well by KELS, COO of KELS. I've asked and requested this committee to allow and summon Mr. Devesh to appear here. Madam Chair, what else? I've said that minister has no power And the law, it's about the law. My testimony is the law, the act itself.
Honorable Wamboka, please do not debate and don't be emotional. Just respond to the questions.
I'm sorry I'm emotional because this thing has affected my farmers so much, Madam Chair. It is a very emotional moment for Kenya.
Just for the record, Honorable Wamboka, we are also very bitter that the wrong man is accused by you. But let's go to page 43 of our response. Page 43, Honorable Chair, is under document number 2 in our bundle. 4.3 of our response.
You know, you are a bit unfair. You gave us only one document, all of us. Of course, the minister has resources.
We can give you an extra one.
Please. No, you have resources. I don't know why you are not doing this. Page?
That's my widow's bundle, 43. You will agree, sir, that on that page is a charge sheet referred against some people. Correct or incorrect?
Wrongly, yes.
Okay. You must agree these are the people who have been charged with the offenses relating to the matter before us.
That does not stop this committee
Fair enough. I
from. Let me finish, Wakili.
No,
please
finish.
allow. But you can't ask. Then
It
you.
is me who asks questions.
But I've not answered.
You answer them the way I ask,
Yes.
not the way you want. So
Can I answer?
let me ask you the question first. Is Linturi one of the accused persons on that charge sheet?
He should be.
Is he?
He should be because the Constitution
I
vests
think the point is
the mandate
Chair.
in his hands. Yeah.
Let's go to page 49 of the same
And
bundle.
Chair.
Honorable Wamboka, please.
Chair, just that because Linturi has not been charged does not mean he cannot be charged tomorrow.
We are not referring
Yeah.
to tomorrow.
Yeah.
What we are doing is
It could be a cover-up so that small innocent Kenyans are charged so that to save face. Madam Chair, we have a document showing that indeed Honorable Linturi tried to tell one of Mr. Devesh at Jacaranda Hotel that he takes
Honorable
responsibility
Wamboka.
on his behalf.
Honorable Wamboka, please respect the process we are in.
Thank you, Chair. Much obliged.
Chair, you know now I'm so frustrated because if the witness keeps debating instead of answering my questions, and that is winding down my clock, really it must be one of the...
Please proceed, Wakili.
Okay, let's go to page 49. In page 49, sir, running
sorry,
all the way...
Just a minute, let me get this.
Sorry, Chair.
TJ,
Yeah,
Honorable.
Sorry, I've been looking through these documents. Where were you on that first charge sheet that you're talking about?
The charge sheet must be page 43.
It's this document, isn't it?
It is our... Yes, 43.
Yes. Just let me.
Sir, between page 49 and 62,
Oh, I see.
you will agree we have there the approved organizational structure of the National Cereals and Produce Board,
Between page?
49 and 62. I want to put it to you, sir, that there is nowhere in this official organizational structure of the NCPB in which the cabinet secretary has a power to micromanage the decisions of that semi-autonomous body.
In the first place, I don't know why we are discussing NCPB.
Good.
In law, it is supposed to be fertilizer board.
Let's go to page 63, sir. And I want you to hold 63 together with 64. Honorable Wamboka, this is the tender advert for the fertilizer in question, the one that has kept us all this busy. Is there anywhere in this tender advert you see a requisition for fake fertilizer.
We are here because of fake fertilizer.
Fair, but the question is there anywhere on that tender advert you see a request for fake fertilizer?
I have not said anywhere
Good.
that the minister or the government requested for fake fertilizer. They requested for proper fertilizer, but then fraudsters decided to bring fake fertilizers.
Are you trying to run away from your own motion because it says not once, twice, or thrice, but 10 times? The accusation you have made, which we read earlier on, is
Yes.
quote unquote that the Honorable Franklin Mithika, acting in his role as the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, of quote, approving procurement and distribution of fake fertilizer.
No. Can you chill and
By
I
the
answer you?
NCPB.
Okay, can you chill and I answer you? Because initially you had mischievously omitted by NCPB.
Okay.
Procurement is a process, Mr. Wakili. Procurement is a process. You have to look, it starts at a policy level.
Let's go to page
Who is in
64,
charge of that
Honorable
policy?
Wanami.
Honorable,
Who is in charge of policy?
Just a minute, Honorable Amboka. Once again, you are using terms that are not known to some of us. You are saying to chill, and that is not known to us.
I'm sorry.
I can orient you on that, Chair.
I don't want to be oriented today.
Let's go to page.
Chair, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's go to page 64.
But I'm sure, Wakili, do you understand chilling? No, I want to be sure that my person understands what you're talking about.
Both the slang and more respectable meanings. Yes, I know what it means to chill, both in the context the member is saying, but also in the slang sense.
We are good to go, Chair. You need to get honorable member for Kirinyaga to pace you up.
Please, let's go to page 64, sir. There are words highlighted there at the middle of the letter. Can you read them to the tribunal, or rather to the Honorable Committee?
Kindly note that the specifications published in the tender document was indicative. You are required to provide your specifications as per your formulation in line with the KEBS standards, upon which evaluation shall be based for both planning and top dressing. KEBS looked at this and said,
Fair enough. You will agree, sir, by this tender addendum, the requisition was for fertilizer that complies with KEBS standards. It is there in black and white.
which KEBS said the fertilizer that was provided did not comply.
Let's go to page 66, sir. And I want you to hold page 66. Together with page 94, because it's part of the same document. The Honorable Wanami, that decision is a decision that says,
Just a minute, page
66 of our Bado.
And 90?
Page 66.
and 90 together. Right?
You hold 66 together with 94. This is a decision, Honorable Wanami, by the Public Procurement Administrative Review Board that says who can and cannot be involved with matters to do with procurement. We'll, of course, submit on it when we get there, but for now, can you read the highlighted words for the Honorable Committee at page 94?
The board, therefore, accepts the applicant's submission that the commissioners or any other officer or employee of the Teachers Service Commission. How is this relevant here?
Please read. That's all you asked to do for now.
Madam Chair, I thought you ruled that we only discuss things that are relevant here. So where is
It
teachers?
is relevant, Honorable Chair, to our case, which we will argue when we get there, that cabinet secretaries have no role
No, but the chair
on
has.
matters to do with procurement, and the accusation before you is that the cabinet secretary approved some procurement decisions.
Honorable Amboka has requested read, and the members will make their ruling.
Okay. The board therefore accepts The applicant's submission that the commissioners or any other officer or employee of the Teacher Service Commission were strangers to the procurement proceedings, and their decisions to terminate the award of the tender made in favor of the applicant was therefore unlawful. Under the provision of Section 26A of the Act, every procuring entity is required by law to establish a procuring unit, a tender evaluation process, a team, the tender committee, and such other bodies are as required by regulations for the purposes of making decisions on behalf of a public entity as specified in the Act and the regulations. Once such bodies have been established, it is only said that only the said bodies which are empowered to undertake any tender process to exclusion of everybody else.
So
Chair,
you agree?
Wakili wants us to discuss
question.
the
Let me put
products.
my question, sir.
I don't agree with your definition of procurement.
You don't have to agree. Allow me to put my question. As a matter of fact, I don't expect you to agree. But the committee will make a decision. But one of the things I expect you to acknowledge from that decision is that the structure of our procurement laws is that specific duties are assigned to specific persons and organs to the exclusion, that is the language used by the tribunal, of every other public and state office.
You want my comment?
No, just to confirm that that is what the ruling says. If you don't want, I can move to the next question, Honorable Wamboka. Are you aware, sir?
Ask anything, please.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you aware Part 5 of the Procurement Act of this country has a framework called segregation of responsibilities and structured decision-making?
I'm aware after it is decided on a
Good,
policy.
you are aware. You are aware that that Part 5 of the Procurement Act assigns duties to various cadres of state and public offices. Are you aware or you're not aware?
I'm aware.
Good. Are you aware, sir, there is no role assigned to a cabinet secretary, whether it is the cabinet secretary for agriculture or for anything, under that framework in Part 5 of the Procurement Act?
Proceed.
Answer my question. Are you aware there is
I'm
no
aware,
role?
but you want to use the law selectively.
The committee will decide that, but are you aware there is no role
I'm aware.
in the procurement process of this country and the system of this country
I'm aware.
assigned to the cabinet?
I said I'm aware. Please
You are
proceed. Yeah. I'm
Good.
saving your time.
Good. Let's go to page 132 of our Bible. Honorable Chair, that's the famous decision from the Supreme Court. You will agree from page 190, sir, the Supreme Court has said 190, it's highlighted a number of things to achieve outcomes such as the one you seek before this committee. One of the things at page 190 is that the allegations must be serious and substantial and weighty. Correct or incorrect?
Can I read?
We're waiting for dangerous. I mean, this man never did not go to a law school. He doesn't have a degree in law. And to ask him what the Supreme Court is saying is not fair.
Your Honor, I'm doing my job. Let my colleague allow me to do
Law is common sense,
my
Your Honor.
job.
Law is common sense. In fact, you rise you rise to a higher society in law. If you acknowledge that law is common sense, it's not common sense, it's quite a sophisticated area, and you can't ask him a question that he's asking him. Yeah. You don't expect him to do what the Supreme Court
You
is saying.
know now that the cat is out of the
People-
bag, I can even
excuse
skip
me.
it because I don't my time eaten.
No,
Sorry,
the lawyers
no
in the Supreme Court are very
By-
sophisticated lawyers who have had many years of experience in law. They have received very good education, legal education.
Ca-
This man never went to law school at all. It's not
Senior
like that.
counsel, that is true, but you are not here to defend him in such a way. Honorable Wamboka, you are at liberty to either say yes or not, or even to not to abstain. Yeah.
Presiding chair. Presiding chair.
Yes, Honorable TJ.
Council, we follow you very well. But would you leave these issues of appreciation of law to the committee?
I'm guided, my senior.
Well guided.
I'm guided so that we don't take a lot of time.
We also have a very, we have a good staff that is able to. So can you ask issues on fact and so on?
Fair enough, fair enough.
Thank you, Chair, for protecting me from his mischief.
Sir, you denied that the several cases cited in your ground number 2 don't involve the member for Alda. You still want to deny that those are not our personal cases with Linton?
I picked the content of the case, specifically that was helping me.
Go to
prosecute
page
my-
190, or rather 228 of our battle. That is the decision, sir, you claim in your motion is the basis of the imminent arrest of the Honorable Linturi. Correct or incorrect? It is either that's what you say or it is not what you have said in your motion.
That in itself, a minister appears to be doing
Please
these things.
answer my question, sir. Is this the decision you rely upon in your motion to say?
Among other 32 cases.
Of course, let's stick to this one for now. And you say, because the petition was dismissed, therefore Linturi is facing imminent arrest and prosecution, isn't it?
That was covering all the cases.
Good.
Why are you being selective on one?
We'll go through all of them one
Good.
by one, so
Good. Yeah.
chill. Let's go to page 251, paragraph 119 of that decision.
251.
We can begin
Wait.
with paragraph 87 of that decision, sir.
251.
Paragraph 87 is on 244. Page 244. Can you see some highlighted ones in 244 in that decision, sir?
Can I read for you?
You don't have to read them, just confirm to me whether you can see some highlighted words.
Yeah, my eyes are clear.
Good. Let's go to paragraph 92 on page 245. You can see again highlighted words.
245. Yes, I can see.
Same for paragraph 93.
No?
93 on the same page?
293.
No, paragraph 93 on page 245.
Okay. Yes.
And of course, paragraph 119, which I believe is in page 251. The relevant words are highlighted. Sir, when you said the judge ruled against Linturi, had you read those highlighted paragraphs?
But you know, as we read, I don't know what...
Well, you're deemed to have read it before you put it in your motion. I'm informing you, sir. All those paragraphs, we are saving the clock. All those paragraphs I've shown you are paragraphs that vindicate Linturi's
Can I repeat so that you
complaint.
understand? Can I repeat?
Let me put it to you first, then you can answer.
Yes.
All those paragraphs I've shown you are paragraphs that vindicate Linturi's complaint that the member for Aldai and the previous administration were persecuting him for his support of the Honorable William Ruto. And the judge agreed. So when you say the judge ruled against Linturi,
Can I
you
respond?
are lying, sir.
Can I respond?
Please do.
Madam Chair, how does Honorable Member for Aldai and Ruto, names come in fake fertilizer? How? You are basing this on one, I thought you said we'll go case by case.
You're the one who is relying on this decision, sir, as the basis of your motion.
Yeah.
Now, when we point out that this decision only vindicates us, now it becomes convenient for you to say, we are bringing member for Aldai and the president. Of course, we are bringing them because it is mentioned in that ruling.
The
and
members,
those were the issues before the judge.
the honorable members have time to go through all these cases. So relax. Okay. All that I said is clear.
To the next area. Let's go to
and it's
252.
true. So Aldai member of parliament has not come anywhere.
Let's go to
in fake
252.
fertilizer. For?
Page 252, that is document number 10, Honorable Chair, in our battle.
Honorable Omanyo.
I think for now, because that honorable member is not here, we should not really drag her name in the fake fertilizer scam. Let us focus on the farmers' issues. Fake fertilizer is why we are here mainly.
I'm there, Wakili.
Sir George, do you want to say something?
Well,
Help me, because I just might be mentioning it, Chair. If the mover is happy to drop ground 2,
I can't.
then if he can't and it is based on issues to do with the member for Aldai, he can't eat his cake and have it. He cannot on one hand rely on 32 decisions involving the member for Aldai. That is the evidence in support of his ground 2. When we mention it, we are told you can't drag the poor member because...
Yeah. What I mean is she's not here. Why are we discussing and she's not here?
Because it's our cases being relied upon.
Then we mention when she's here. We are mostly...
Honorable Omanyo, please. Let us give Sir George time to say something, then I will...
Unless the fake fertilizer is in that story. If it is not in that story, we are wasting time.
Just a little clarification. The reason we are here is because there are 3 grounds upon which the court approved the motion. And we are required to have the 3 grounds substantiated. The 3 grounds cannot be substantiated unless evidence is tendered. Evidence will be tendered in support, evidence will be tendered against. So whichever way, we have to look at evidence from both sides. As being stated, ground number 2, which we have all read, is actually on the cases which number about 30. And it's important because they are mentioned in the motion, they must also be responded to. And unfortunately, they refer to different persons who are parties to those cases, but they are not here. But we have to cite them the way they are. But of course, we cannot go into details that are not in the case. We are restrained from going into details that are not in those cases.
What I also mean is we do not want to be pigeonholed on one honorable of Aldai all the time, taking 90% of this. If there are 3, can we go to most important?
Honorable Omanyo, I understand your concern, but the truth of the matter is allegation number 2 concerns the said member of parliament. So allow the proceedings, then we will get to conclusion. Please. She has to be mentioned because the sponsor himself included and mentioned her. And we cannot run away. We don't want to hear those stories. But the truth of the matter is we cannot run away now. Unless the sponsor agrees to...
With the draw ground 2, then we will not mention.
What do you mean?
Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes. Honorable TJ.
The advice...
then Honorable Moses.
No, to help all of us, I think the issue is just don't mention the member adversely. As long as you are discussing, you can discuss her to prove the fact that she is the reason those cases were decided the way they were decided. But be very careful, and it would be walking a very thin line, not to disparage a member who is not here, who is not able to respond to the issues that are here.
That's perfectly in order, Honorable Chair, and I'm guided. And in fact, I have no intention I do acknowledge the difficulties and sensitivities of this matter. But like I say, the mover cannot eat his cake and have it. As long as he's not willing to withdraw ground 2, which is based on those allegations.
But how, and is the truth? How do you withdraw truth?
Honorable Chair, can I proceed to the next?
Just a minute before you proceed. Okay, you can proceed. Okay, you can proceed now.
Let's go to page 252, sir. We are still on your ground 2 about serious reasons for suspecting that the Honorable Linturi has committed a crime under national law. You will confirm that is a letter, sir, from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, correct or incorrect?
I've seen it here.
You will confirm this letter is
I
dated?
can't confirm. I mean, yeah, I can't.
Okay, let's confirm what it reads.
Yeah.
It reads that it was written on 31st May 2023. That's roughly 1 year ago.
Yeah.
So this letter was actually written before the fertilizer scandal arose, isn't it? Correct or incorrect? The date there, is it before or after the rise of the matter now before the committee?
The committee will determine, because this is
fair
just,
enough.
you are just
the point
wasting,
is made, Honorable
wasting
Nami,
our
even
time.
if you don't answer. Can you please read the letter beginning with the word? First of all, what is the subject of this letter? The reference?
The committee will decide.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
as
enough.
I said.
Honorable Chair, I'm inviting you to know the witness is not answering questions so that I save on time. Can you read for us?
I thought, Madam Chair, I'm allowed to even just keep quiet. If I think the questions he's asking don't make sense, you guided that I can keep quiet.
You have no power, sir, to decide whether my questions make sense, so please read the letter for us.
But the chair directed that I can keep quiet.
Honorable Chair, I request that you
And I choose to believe the chair.
read the letter, beginning with the word investigations on the body.
You read that letter.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, where, Chair? Investigations on the above matter were conducted by the Directorate, and the resultant file forwarded to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, for perusal and advice.
Go on.
The ODPP, via his letter referenced ODPP, one dated 11 May 2023, advised that the file be closed with no further police action.
So the ODPP advised that this matter, the very matter you want Honorable Linturi removed from office, was investigated, reviewed, and the file closed, not yesterday, not last month, not 2 months ago, but 1 year ago on 11th. Do you still wish, sir, to maintain ground 2 of your motion now that you've seen this letter?
Madam Chair, let the committee go through those cases.
Fair enough.
And go through the content. It brings the character in the minister.
Let's go to 253,
through these cases.
Sir. Let's go to 253.
So the Wakili wants to have a blanket, look good on TV about this thing, but you can't sanitize the fact that it's fake fertilizer and people are dying of hunger because of that.
Sir, let's go to the decision at page 253. You confirm that is a decision of the High Court of Kenya in civil case number E086 of 2019. Correct or incorrect?
I can see the High Court of Kenya,
Good.
Republic of Kenya, court name, Milimani
That's
High
one
Court.
of the cases, sir, cited in your motion. I now want you to read page 261, the part that is highlighted. Because that part was in favor of the Honorable Linturi. You will confirm the court not only upheld Honorable Linturi's claim, but it actually awarded him a sum of 21 million shillings and the other figures given there. True or untrue?
Where do you want me to read?
On page 261. Is it not true that the first defendant's counterclaim?
Madam Chair, is this relevant, really?
It is you, sir, who has brought the case to us.
Yes, the content of this case brings out, I mean, it justifies. Why 33 cases? Why don't you have cases, you?
So are you telling this committee, Honorable Wanami, if the High Court has ruled...
I'll read. The first defendant's counterclaim is allowed on terms that judgment is entered for the first defendant against the plaintiff, second, third, fourth, jointly and severally for a sum of 21 million with the interest at a court rate from the dead.
And I'm telling you, that's actually a decision in favor of the Honorable Linturi. On the very same matter you want him removed from office, the High Court not only upheld his claim, but actually awarded him a whole 21 million shillings. Okay, let's go to the next decision, sir. Now, page 263. This is one again of the 32 cases. This is the Environment and Land Court case number E393 of 2021. Correct or incorrect?
Madam Chair, I still insist that you have all these documents. The relevance of this to me.
Please answer my question, sir.
Okay, proceed.
Order, Honorable Wamboka. You know what we are doing. We are doing the cross-examination. And what the council is doing is the right thing. Just respond to the questions, please.
Proceed, Wakil.
In this ruling, did the judge not rule in favor of Honorable Linturi?
I have not read it.
Okay.
Where should I read it?
We will address it in submissions, but I'm putting it to you there. It's in black and white. The judge ruled against the Honorable Member for Aldai and in favor of the Honorable Linturi. Let's go to page 217.
Counsel, I follow the ruling you have just referred to.
Yes.
But I've been struggling to follow the ruling, the previous judgment.
Okay.
Because I see the plaintiff and a defendant and the defendant company. I don't see persons there.
Fair enough, you know you guided me to avoid delving too much.
Just explain how
yes, this particular dispute was a dispute between the Honorable Member for Aldai and the Honorable Linturi and the bank and their respective companies and their respective family members. So it's still that family dispute. I was hoping I would avoid following your guidance, going into the details. But for me, what matters is that the judge ruled in favor of the Honorable Linturi. Let's go, Honorable Wanami, to page 263. You will confirm the complainant there is the Honorable Member for Aldai on the face of it, isn't it?
Yes.
And of course, the defendant is the Honorable Linturi, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you aware, have you read this ruling to confirm that the judge again ruled in favor of Honorable Linturi?
I've read these cases, yes.
So the judge ruled in favor of Honorable Linturi. Let's go to page 278.
Madam Chair, in a case, you do not only consider the ruling. There is a lot. Why are you laughing?
It's because I'm wondering what cases are about if it's not about judgments and rulings.
Counsel, you really cannot intimidate me. The real fact out of this is that whether Honorable Linturi's character is questionable or not. And when you go through, protect me from Wakili, who is also my friend, kindly. Yeah.
You are well,
murmuring loudly.
Honorable Member.
You are murmuring loudly.
You are well protected.
So I will invite you, when you now, when you go to write your judgment, please go case by case. All the 33 of them. The good lawyer is trying to be very selective in the manner he wants to bring out his points, but the judgment is with you. Proceed.
As a matter of fact, sir, so that we can even wrap this area, because I don't have to show you all of them,
No, just
Maybe
go through
before
them.
you proceed, Honorable Wamboka, you have mentioned matters to do with the character of the CS. And I think what we are looking at is the fertilizer. That means it is his office, his performance, and his work. But let us not...
Madam, my charge is that reasons to believe, serious reasons for a crime. And honestly, on this, even the Constitution itself, the threshold is very low.
Fine.
It talks of serious reasons, not serious crimes. Yeah.
So I'll put it to you, Honorable.
He can't comment about that, of course.
Because that's not my job, sir. I'm here to ask you questions. You will confirm again the document, which is a judgment at page 287, was a decision in favor of Honorable Linturi. Correct or incorrect? I think the point is made. Let's go to 306. Are you at 306, the Honorable Anami?
Yes, I'm there.
That is yet another High Court decision. We've just finished the Court of Appeal one in favor of Honorable Linturi on the matters you've raised in ground 2. Correct or incorrect?
This is now about 4 out of 33.
As a matter of fact, out of the 33, do you have any that was ruled against Linturi?
The committee has every evidence.
Be
and they will go
concluding,
through it.
please.
I will take you, sir, to 361.
Well, in fact, more than that. More than that.
It's 1 hour, and we are concluding.
Honorable Chair, because of the interjections, I had already said you give my learned friend 20 minutes.
Well, at some point, the
so
clock
I can
was
ask
not
two
working.
questions, then cede the floor to him. I will crave, given all the interjections. A good chunk of my time was actually spent on the interjections. Mawera will not take more than 20 minutes, and I will only ask one question, then he can take the floor.
No.
Dr. Rachel?
Well, Chair, for consistency, since we did that in the morning for the Honorable Wamboka's team, I think...
No, we were not added any minute, for the record. No. And Chair, I'm worried because we have witnesses, and looking at the time you have to finish this matter, if we go on like this, we may need 2 weeks. And you know we have timelines.
Chair, just allow me, kindly, Chair.
Honorable Jane?
I think it is very important that the Honourable Member understands that if he only responded to the questions Council was asking, we would save a lot of time. And it is not that, you know, as a practicing advocate, I am pained to see how he's belaboring to get a simple answer from you. So kindly, even when we have the other team presenting, let us respond to questions so that we can move and get the gist of the matter.
Well guided.
Chair, I would also want to be on record that we actually added him some time because of the interruptions that we've had. So it is not correct to say that it was not added time
Chair,
in the morning session.
this is a
So
house
if
of
we need
records.
to add time, we should add because he was also added.
Okay,
Chair.
Honorable Rachel?
This is a house of records.
We were not added any time.
Please,
And-
Honorable Wamboka, let the members raise their concerns, yeah?
Yes, I just want to confirm that in the morning we added time to his team, and this can be confirmed. And for consistency, I think we need also to be kind to both parties. Just a few minutes.
Chairs, 1 minute. You remember in the morning I kept saying, I have finished. When you reminded me about time, say, I have finished. I'm just trying to buy time. You did not add any time to us.
Honorable Wamboka, just give us some few minutes.
Yeah, Chair, I think the issue of time is a critical issue. And, you know, in our rules, we did set a timeline and we did set a timetable. We've already breached it. which was unfortunate because we needed to have deliberated as a committee and agreed whether we will be adding time. Now, we have opened up a Pandora's box. If we are going to start this process, then everybody can keep asking for additional time. The Honorable Amboka will ask to cross-examine for another 30 minutes or whatever it is. So I don't know. We need to be careful because, again, we have the timelines. We have to finish some business today. We also have business for tomorrow. We have to have their closing submission. So I don't know whether the extension of time is really necessary. But at the same time, I also wouldn't want to deny an opportunity for any question that is important also to be asked so that we can also, appraise ourselves in what is really going on.
Chair, I think it is also on record from your end that during when he was presenting, you actually said that we'll add him some time because of the interruptions, because we were saying that the clock should be stopped, but you said, no, let it go on. We are taking note of that. We'll add you, and it's on record.
Thank you.
So
Honorable Moses.
And Chairman, maybe for future, beginning with this one, when Council asks for a question, which requires just yes or no, but then the respondent says yes, but proceeds to do an explanation, whose time is the respondent eating into? Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can conclude on this. We have delayed because Honorable Amboka, instead of just responding, has been debating in some cases. So because of that, we will add you not 20 minutes, but at least 15 minutes. So proceed.
Much obliged. My last question to you, Honorable Amboka, is you open page 367 of our battle. Page 367. And I want you to audit with 368, which is the delivery note. You will agree, the Honorable Amboka, that that's a letter dated 20th December 2023, correct or incorrect?
Yes.
It is a letter by the Honorable Linturi, correct or incorrect?
Yes.
This date of 20th December, again, is long before the scandal we are now dealing with, correct or incorrect? You don't have to agree, but we need to hear your answer.
Not sure.
Not sure. Good. Now read for us this letter that Linturi wrote to the NCPB. It's enough if you read the parts that have been highlighted. What did the Honorable Linturi?
There is therefore need to ascertain the quality and composition of fertilizers before delivery to ensure that farmers get the right fertilizer to suit their planting requirements and boost agricultural productivity. Ask the suppliers to confirm in writing the fertilizer chemical composition they will supply before delivery.
You will agree, based on this letter, sir, and it has a delivery note there, that contrary to your allegations, the Honorable Linturi actually went out of his way to advise the parastatal in question to ensure the fertilizer was of the correct chemical composition. Is that what the document says, or is it my imagination?
Madam Chair, can I say something? Or
Honorable Chair, I see.
He has asked you the question. He has asked you the question.
Honorable Chair, my name is Boniface Morero. Honorable Amboka, you've talked about, you made heavy weather in your exam-in-chief about some letters that were signed by the PS and were copied to the Cabinet Secretary. And in your motion, I want to refer you to those letters. Turn to page 263 of your motion. Are you there? is that letter on page 263 of your motion that was signed by the PS, is it copied to the Cabinet Secretary? Yes or no?
I said some. This is not copied.
It is not copied.
Yeah, I said some.
The letter on page 264. Is it even signed? Can we tell the person under whose hand this letter was issued?
I responded in the morning and said there's a page you are lacking.
So we cannot tell under whose hand this letter was issued, correct?
Given time, we can bring
At
it.
the moment, can we tell or not?
I already talked about it in the morning.
It's a yes/no question. Can we tell?
No.
On the face of this document, can we see who signed this letter?
No.
On page 265, the next page, is that letter by the PS copied to the CS?
No.
Go back to page 262. Just like the letter on page 264, can we tell under whose hand that letter was issued? Is that letter signed? Yes or no?
This is just a filing mistake. It is not.
It is not signed.
Yeah.
Turn with me to page 267. Just like the other letters, is that letter signed? Can we tell under whose hand it was issued?
Yes, it is signed.
By who?
It's a continuation. 267, the next one is continuous.
Okay.
By Dr. Kiprono Rono.
No, on my bundle, Honorable Chair, page 267 is not signed.
This is a continuation of this. It continues here. Yeah.
Okay. Honorable Chair, I think there was a filing mistake because on mine, as you can see, page 267 and page 268, there is a missing signature part there.
Chair, just a minute. 267 is one letter. It continues to the next page. That is why we have not paginated it to 268. 268 goes to the next.
Okay,
so
on mine, then there was an error on your part, but let us move.
No, it's not an error.
It's an error because on mine,
Chair.
Order.
Chair.
We will not allow you to continue arguing. I can just confirm even my file does not have page 268.
Can I explain to you, Chair, just briefly?
260?
267, yes. There is the next page is not paginated because it's one letter. Yeah. 267 and the next page. So the next page therefore becomes 268.
In my bundle, you did not serve me that letter. Let them go and record.
I did not have?
In my bundle, the one that was served with, that part is not there.
Which part?
Order.
But we can move.
No.
Yeah, we can move away, but I have just received one of the files that has the other side of the page, which confirms that Dr. Kiprono Rono.
Yes. Yeah.
But we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
These are small photocopying mistakes, trivial mistakes.
Order, Honorable. And Council, please, let us allow the Vice Chair to say something.
Very well.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I also am suffering the same fate that you have raised, that some of them don't seem to be signed. But the fact that some of the documents have a second page which is signed might also mean that, the filing of our records or our documents has a problem. I don't know whether we are going to apportion blame to the sponsor, because if some of the documents here are signed and some are not signed, then maybe that's something we may need to discuss later.
Very well, Vice Chair. I am guided accordingly. My only point was, of all those letters that he said were copied to the CS, I believe only one that I have seen is copied to the CS. All the others, close to 10, none was copied to the CS. That is the point, and I believe the point is made. So, Honorable,
can I respond to that?
Turn to page 9.
Can I respond to that?
No, but the point, we've moved on from that.
Page?
Or do you have any other letters that are signed by the CS? Do you have?
I said some letters.
Only one.
But it was signed by the PS.
Very well.
And the reason we put most of these letters.
Order, we are not here to argue. Ask the question and honorable member respond to the question, please.
Turn with me to page 9 of your motion. Page 9 of the motion. page 9, or even under the allegation 3C, the allegation is gross misconduct. And you accuse the CS. In fact, it is, I'm sorry, it is page 10. It is page 10, where you accuse the CS of misleading the public by submitting false information to the Departmental Commission on Agriculture.
Yes.
That what was distributed, this GPC, the atomaceous is
soil
condition and not fertilizer. Now, I want to refer you to page 361 of our response of our affidavit. And as you look at page 361, look at page 85 of the motion.
361.
Yes, 361 and 85. 361 of our affidavit of our response and 85 of your motion.
Just a minute, let me get there.
For purposes of time, Chair, you allow me to read what you've submitted in evidence as a submission by the CS to the Departmental Committee. Roman 3 on page 85, the product supplied by 51 Capital Limited was not sold as chemical fertilizer, but as soil conditioner. This is the allegation, correct?
On
page 85, this is the allegation.
Let's go there, relax.
Can I show you?
85, I'll get it, relax.
Roman 3, you will agree with me that your allegation is that the CA submitted to the Departmental Committee that what was applied by 51 Capital was not sold as chemical fertilizer, but as soil conditioner. That is your allegation, correct?
Yes.
Now, turn with me to page 361. That is the agency agreement between NCPB, not the CS, NCPB, and 51 Capital African Diatomite Industries.
I said as submitted to the committee.
As submitted to the Departmental Committee.
Yes.
This is the agency agreement.
I'm talking about what is submitted to the committee.
Very well.
Yeah.
I want you to look at that agency agreement and show me
where have I mentioned
the word fertilizer is used.
Where have I mentioned this? Yeah, be within
Just
context.
turn to the agreement.
But be within context. I said the parliamentary...
Turn with me to page 362 of our response.
Yeah.
What products are being supplied?
You see, you're answering you are framing your own questions.
Just read out what products are being supplied by 51 Capital.
Madam Chair, let me seek your guidance here. On my motion, I've referred to what he submitted to the Committee of Agriculture. My good wakili is taking me elsewhere. So what am I supposed to do?
On page 85, what the CS says under Roman 1 is that the NCPB signed an agency agreement with 51 Capital. Correct or incorrect? These are your documents.
What the CS told, the Committee of Agriculture about soil conditioner.
No, I'm saying the CS said, that is Roman 1.
I said the CS lied to the Agriculture Committee.
That is what you say.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, before the committee, the CS said there was an agency agreement.
Can we go to the minutes to what he presented to the committee?
Yes, Roman 1. I am there. Read out Roman 1 on page 85. It's 85.
Madam Chair, maybe with regards to whatever Council is asking, let it be clear that whatever that I want Mr. Amboka to refer to is a document by Mr. Linturi, not him. He doesn't have the contents of that document. Yes, it's part of the records, it's part of this house, but he didn't author that document. We cannot put this on the same. We cannot.
Page 85.
It starts from page 77.
The point here is...
Yes.
Yeah,
the point here is...
It starts from page 77. His response.
Yes.
I just picked his response, submission
to the
yes.
Correct, yes. But the CS said at Roman 1 about this agency agreement, the one that is detailed at the 1st of March 2022. Correct or incorrect?
Where are you reading?
Page 85.
Page 85. Time is moving.
I have to have just 2 minutes. because clearly he's frustrated.
No, just read.
Roman 1 on page 85. What does the CS say?
NCPB signed agency agreement with 51 Capital Africa diatomite industry.
To confirm that the judge again ruled in favor of. I'm wondering what cases are about if it's not about judgments and rulings.
Of course he was not a CS. Okay. Who has said he was a CS?
Turn with me to page 361. Is that the document dated at the 1st of March?
Of which document? I mean, of which, mine or yours?
Of my response, of the CS's response, not mine.
361.
Is that document dated at the 1st of March 2022?
Yes.
Is that an agency contract?
Yeah, it's written an agency contract.
I want you to peruse that entire document. It is from page 361 to page 365. And tell me why it uses the word fertilizer.
I will need time to do that.
In fact,
I will need time to do that.
On page 362, what products are to be supplied by 51 Capital?
Concluding now. Time is up, please.
I'm getting Chair. You will agree with me that on page 362 rather, in the agreement, the principal, who is 51 Africa Diatomite Industries, is desirous of selling a variety of products. Does it state fertilizer?
I need to go through it.
Is GPC diatomaceous listed among those products?
I need to go through it.
In fact, in the entire agreement, is the word fertilizer used even one time?
I have not gone through it, but listen, the component, what constitutes fertilizer? The chemical components of fertilizer.
Was the subsidy program in existence on the date of this agreement?
The subsidy?
In your motion, you say it began with the Kenya Kwanza administration. So clearly, it was not.
Can I tell you, if you look at manifesto of Kenya Kwanza, it is Dr. William Ruto, the head of Kenya Kwanza government, who spoke about subsidy of fertilizer.
Thank you. It was not there as of the 1st of March 2022.
Time is up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Honorable Wamboka.
Thank you.
Maybe Chair, I'd like to examine to correct some issues.
You can donate it. Please.
Honorable Wamboka, we are supposed to do the re-examination by your council, and that is just 10 minutes, please.
I'll take 3 minutes, then my council will assist me in doing the final part. Honorable Wamboka, issues have been raised as to regards to the crux of your motion.
As regards to?
The content, the basis of your motion.
Yes.
Can you confirm to this House that, can I refer you to page 2?
Yes.
That the basis of your motion is gross violation of the provisions of the Constitution, particularly Section 10, Article 10 of the Constitution?
Yes.
And can you confirm to this House that that article mandates the CS to be transparent?
It does. It does, in fact, read together with 73, mandates the CS to be open.
And confirm to this House that from the video clip that we played, the CS was not transparent.
He was not transparent. He continued giving very different views of what he understands of the fertilizer scandal. As it was seen, replayed here, he saw it.
Do you know that the courts have ruled that violation of Article 10 and any other written law constitutes gross violation?
Exactly, and that is why I put this motion. And in the considered opinion of our Speaker, Dr. Moses Wetangula, it met the threshold.
And as per your chief examination in chief, you did confirm to this House that indeed the CES did not follow the procedure when he appointed the committee instead of the board.
He did not follow that which Constitution expected him shall. He did not actualize that. In fact, on the basis of that only, he needs to be home yesterday.
Then kindly confirm to this committee that from the clip that we played there, the CES confirmed procuring the fertilizer.
He kept talking about we. We. My understanding of basic English, we, it means you are part of it.
Finally, you've been referred to page 77 of your document.
Yes.
Did you prepare that document?
No. It was
Do you know the contents of that document?
It was prepared by the Honorable Mithika Linturi, presented to the Committee of National Assembly for Agriculture.
And can you confirm these are public documents once it's presented?
It is a public document. Once it's presented to the House, it becomes a public document.
I want to refer you to their documents, particularly page 361.
May I borrow your- Kindly. Page?
361. The agency contract. 361.
Yes, I'm there.
What are the parties in that contract?
Signed by 361?
361. Maybe you can use this one.
No. Elsewhere.
Just take this one. Who are the parties in that agreement?
National Cereals and Produce Board and 51 Capital.
Are you a party to that agreement?
No, I'm not.
Were you there when it was being negotiated?
No. I was
Do you
not.
know the contents of that agreement?
As I can see, but I was not part of it.
I don't have my time to listen here.
Yes, yeah.
I'm here to assist you. Yeah. Let me
Proceed.
just assist you. Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. Ombo, I have some very simple questions.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very simple questions. Please answer the questions. The honorable members don't want us to waste time. They are very good.
Yes.
Yes. Now,
Mishiki.
thank you very much. Thank you. Now, very simple question. Now, who is the head of the ministry for agriculture?
The Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi, who is seated here. Yes.
And so he is responsible to make sure that things are working very well smoothly.
Yes, as he confirmed in the videos.
Yes. And if something goes wrong, who would be asked?
The buck stops with him.
Yes.
The Minister, Honorable Linturi.
Now there is the closing of the factory. Remember you told
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Honorable members about
In a document presented to this House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that regular or not regular?
It was irregular because nowhere in his responsibilities as a minister do I come across any such action. In fact, it's criminal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I know you didn't go to the law school. That
Yes. Yes.
And did very well.
I'm planning to go.
Yes. You're planning.
I can deal with my friend.
I'm glad to hear that. Would you, closing of a factory, would you classify it as legal matter or as a criminal matter according to...
It's criminal. It's criminal. It's very criminal. Yes, it's very criminal. Yeah. Yeah, you're sabotaging a whole enterprise. Yeah.
By the way,
Not in law school. I'm planning to go to the law school.
apart from school,
Yes.
in some other qualifications.
Yes.
You go to university.
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I did. Yes,
I
very well.
see.
Yeah.
What did you get? A degree?
Yes, a degree.
Okay.
Yes.
Bachelor of Arts.
Yes.
Yeah. In you to this school.
Political science.
Political science.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Political science is a very, very respected qualification. Yeah. In fact, yeah, now, another question I would like to ask you is, you have been a member of parliament.
Yes.
Yeah. For which constituency?
Bomula constituency, Bungoma County.
Yeah. How many times?
This is my first time. I'm a first-time member of parliament.
You are
Yes.
first time member of parliament.
Yes.
You know, in parliament, you have got some wonderful things called committees and what and so on.
I chair a public investments committee on governance and education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there was a reference to a charge sheet. You remember?
Yes.
You remember those are reference to a charge sheet.
Yes.
Do you know anything about this charge sheet?
Which charge sheet?
A charge sheet, a criminal charge sheet was shown to you.
About Dinesh?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think Kiambu was.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. What would you like to tell the honorable members about this charge sheet?
The members who are charged, I think it's intimidation
Yes.
from the government.
Yes.
And trying to cover up
Yes.
so that the real people who are in charge of the ministry
Yes.
are not brought to book.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a preemptive thing.
Yes.
The day this motion went through in Parliament
Yes.
is the day this thing came up in Kiambu.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's very, your guess is as good as mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they bold.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Yeah. That people are trying to cover up. That
The charge sheet is corrupt.
I may not say corrupt, but indeed they're trying to cover up so that the real people are not brought to book.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Now, let me go on. They talk about procurement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Procurement is a process.
It's a process.
Honorable Committee. Procurement starts at a policy level. Who drives the policy of a ministry? Is the minister. Yeah. That is where procurement starts.
Yes.
Procurement is a process.
Yeah. Procurement.
Is a process.
Honorable Amboka, time is moving. You have 1 minute.
Yeah.
Council.
1 minute.
Yeah.
I thank you again. You have been very generous. And I thank you so very much. Yeah. Now, one final question. One final question.
Yes.
Why did you proceed against Honorable Linturi?
Nothing.
You appear to be a family friend. You wine together, you drink together, you eat together, and probably you do some other things together.
I've been disturbed because the affected people, some of them are constituents and Kenyan at large. It's an issue that they have suffered, and nowhere else they look at us to provide to them solutions such as this. Yeah, nothing personal. In fact, after this, he will remain being my friend. Yeah.
Now, you remember, Camino, when he was talking, addressing the honorable members, referred to something called portfolio corruption.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Portfolio corruption is the same thing as ministerial corruption.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember very well.
Yeah.
And all this that is happening in a ministry, I would refer to it as ministerial corruption.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you are asking the honorable members, selected committee.
Senior Council, time is up.
No, I said, let me just finish the question. You are asking,
In the same spirit, you can add us also 5 minutes.
yeah, you are
In the same spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are asking the honorable members to use this opportunity to eradicate portfolio corruption in the country.
Portfolio and ministerial corruption
Thank you very much.
must be eradicated
Thank you.
and will be eradicated.
Thank you.
And I said we have faith
Thank you.
in this honorable committee, and Kenyans are watching.
Yeah.
Kenyans are.
We
The
are
good thing,
Honorable Wamboka, we are adding you 5 minutes.
Yes.
Please conclude.
No, you remember the Learned Council said that he himself does not go to church regularly. He's not religious.
I'm very religious.
You are very religious. And you comply with our constitution, which says that we pay respect to the Almighty God. That's the first sentence. That's what
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I believe that in just...
Kenyans are supposed to be religious, except the Learned Council. Is that correct?
That is his choice. That is his choice, yeah. But all of us before God are equal.
Yes.
And no one should suffer in the hands, no Kenyan should suffer in the hands of another Kenyan.
You have tried as much as possible to be honest and tell the court the truth.
I can carry the Bible again. Everything I've said is truth.
Yeah.
And truth, nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
And the truth shall set me free.
Yeah, so that we can see Honorable Minister go back to his rural home. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I thank you sincerely.
Thank you. Okay. Three minutes.
Madam Chair, we are done with the witness. You can take the second witness.
We are generous to the committee. We donate the time to the senior counsel.
Thank you so much. I want to invite the members of the committee If they have any clarification, please do, and let us limit to 2 questions, 2 minutes. Sir George?
I think he can note I think he can note from his seat, and then he can respond from there, so that we don't keep him standing for too long. If we can just be quick, and then we are able to. Now, my question, the clarification I wish to seek, and it may be from the witness or even his counsel, is on the Fertilizer and Animal Foods Act, in which the witness kept on saying it provides that the Cabinet Secretary shall. Unfortunately, I was not able to find those words, and I need to be helped to find them. Number 2, on it again, he kept on saying that the Cabinet Secretary had not operationalized the Act. Yet he went ahead to appoint a committee. That does not rhyme, because if it was not operational, a committee could not have been appointed. Then he went on to say that failure to appoint the board was in contravention of the law. Which particular section of the Fertilizer and Animal Foods Act provides that the board must be appointed by a specific date? And on that alone, I got to the documents of the mover sponsor of the motion at page 267, in which the Cabinet Secretary is accused of having appointed a committee instead of a board. I have looked at the letter, and it is signed by the Principal Secretary, not by the Cabinet Secretary. I require clarification why this act of the Principal Secretary is directly attributed to the Cabinet Secretary. And finally, the witness...
Your time is up, Honorable. Please, just conclude.
Thank you. What I wanted to know is the closure of KEL Chemicals. I wasn't able to find the documents relating to this, but it was stated that it's a serious criminal offense. So, if a statement was made, this is a serious criminal offense, it is contrary to what law? Because it is important to cite the law that has been offended. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I allow another member to come, we will have 3, and then you will respond. And Honorable Wamboka, just to know that the clarification or the questions are to you. Moses?
Chair, the mover of the motion kept on insisting that we have to invite the PS as a witness. Now I'm looking at all these letters which the PS authored. None was copied to the CS, and when I look at these contents, if we have to have these letters, if we were to invite the CS, what additional information, the PS, what additional information would the PS provide to this committee? Secondly, on the last question, it's not clear yet in my mind, because here the main accusation is the CS authorized the supply and distribution of fake fertilizer. It's not yet clear in my mind the connection, the nexus between the CS authorizing the purchase and the distribution of the fertilizer as per the document we have. Thank you.
Honorable Dr. Rachel?
Chair, it's in line with the 4 letters that have been written, some signed and others not signed, but I would like to ask which amongst the 4 can we link directly to the CS? 2, I would like to ask that we saw several videos. Is there a possibility of a document or a video which can show this committee that the Cabinet Secretary threatened the director? Just some form of evidence that can be presented. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Council. Can you respond to that, please?
Of order, Madam Chair. On
Yes.
a point of order, who is supposed to respond to the committee's comments? Is he, if he wants to respond, can you then swear him as a witness of the Honorable Wamboka?
It is the witness,
Yeah,
and in that case,
unless we are in a kangaroo court. And Honorable Dr. Kamino knows this. Let him not pretend that he doesn't know.
You said either, you mentioned counsel.
since it is the witness to respond.
My ears are so sharp. You mentioned counsel.
Senior counsel, I know that. It is the witness to respond.
I see.
Yeah, please.
But could you let me then clarify something which is legal?
You can contribute after the witness. Let the witness first respond. Then if you want to assist, you can come in.
I think it was the word shall. That's what I wanted to assist the select committee on. The word shall. You say it so very clearly. I have got very sharp ears and very sharp brain cells.
I agree. You have sharp ears, senior counsel.
You said shall, and it's only on shall which I wanted to assist the honourable members. It was raised by my...
Fine. Continue, and then Honorable Wamboka, please come and respond.
Yeah, I think you better honor your word. It's not fair to let me stand and then to tell me now you cannot answer it.
I've allowed you, senior counsel.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mr. Munakari, I cannot pretend that I don't know you. I've known you for many years. We have walked together in the corridors and done cases together and so on. And we still continue to be friends, although now you're on the other side. Now, Mr. Munakari, there is an act called Fertilizers Act. This act seems to have come into operation sometime before 2022. Now, if you look at you look at our record, page 250, I would respectfully refer you to page 250, 2A. There is establishment of the board. Establishment of the board. There is established a body to be known as Fertilizer and Animal Foodstuffs Board of Kenya. And then 2B, there is functions of the board. It sets out the functions in detail. And then finally, Honorable Member, 2C refers to membership of the board. But then there is 2C1, there is an emphatic sentence, only one sentence which I would like to refer you to. It says, the chairperson competitively sourced and appointed by the cabinet secretary. The chairperson competitively sourced and appointed by the cabinet secretary. And the complaint of my client is that the Honorable Linturi never appointed a chairperson to the board. He never set up the board. And this not having set up the board is probably one major cause of the problems that we have. Yes. Please, I hope I have assisted. I've answered you. As you smile, message.
It has become murkier than it was.
I am most grateful to you. And
Through chair.
May I say that this came to our notice when the my client had now handed to us this brief to appear for him. That's why through a lot of research and hard work that we were able to come across this particular statute. In other words, our complaint to the Honorable Minister that he never invoked this body, this board. Instead, he went and set up something else, an animal not known to the law. Thank you.
Sponsor, come forward, please, and respond to the questions.
Madam Chair. Thank you so much. I didn't know that this was going to be such a heavy exercise in terms of time. But for Kenyans, we are ready and continue being ready. My lawyer has talked about the Act. The law directs that the minister was supposed to operationalize the Act. He did not do. And where it interprets, it defines a cabinet secretary as a cabinet secretary for the time being in charge of matters relating to agriculture. And that person is Honorable Mithika Linturi. Now, among the functions of the board, Madam Chair, they are listed here: procurement, importation, and efficient and timely distribution of subsidized fertilizer. That the Constitution, in the Act, it contemplated a scenario where we were going to have a subsidized fertilizer, and moves and appropriates that function to this body. At no point does it talk of National Cereals and Produce Board. No, not anywhere. It's not the function of National Cereals and Produce Board. It is the function. Friend.
George or another one?
George, Mitonga, Murugara. He talked about this. It is clear in law, no other body. The law does not give this mandate to any other body except fertilizer board. Now, my lawyer talked about what the minister should do with regard to operationalizing. He has to appoint people, ensure third rule, and all that. What was so difficult for the minister not to appoint this board? That's the elephant in the room. Now, on the closure of the factory, among the functions of this board, among the function, one of them is to regulate the importation of raw materials for the manufacture of animal foodstuff, inspect and test fertilizers. Inspect and test, Madam Chair. That is not the role of the minister. It is not the minister to go in the field and bring down close people's enterprises. No. No. Is he supported by law? In the functions, the law says licensed manufacturers, distributors, and retailers of fertilizers and animal, on the recommendation of Director of Agriculture. In the issue of license, it is the minister has no role to take away anyone's license in law, unless you disapprove me in law. Then, honestly, some of the, Madam Chair, some of the problems we have is that there are photocopying problems. Some content was left out. You cannot say that is my mistake. If you give me 1 hour, or you direct that by tomorrow, we'll have all that, I will gladly do that, because they're there. Those are small photocopying mistakes, which cannot be relied on for a matter that is serious and of serious magnitude, such as what we are discussing. My brother from home, Honorable Malulu, you said you've looked through the letters and you have not seen any letter. I think that I cannot answer because the committee has the answers. Just look at it again, my brother. That honestly, I cannot do beyond what I've done because the document is here. Let the honorable member just go through the document. How do we link the CS threatened? How did the CS threaten? We saw videos here. Who is a crook? A crook is a person who does not respect the law. When someone calls you the crook today, it means he's trying to frame you so that anything else happening to you that is a crook. That is a threat. That is a threat. Coming from a minister on a national television. We saw it here. So, honorable member who said the threat, where was the threat? And the member who was threatened appeared before a committee of the House. Apart from what we saw here, he said it. In itself, that is a threat. Because a threat is a crook. A crook is a threat, is a person who is a threat to peace. And that person needs to be even excommunicated. All these thieves are threats, are crooks. And therefore, when a policeman finds a crook, what does he do? You don't know what a crook is carrying. He can shoot you. So what do? You shoot them. Isn't that a threat? That's a threat to one John Allan Namu. The link, the nexus of all the things we've said, reasons to believe, serious reasons to believe that crime was created. As I said, committed, sorry. As I said, the threshold of a crime is a crime, Madam Chair. Some guy, the former Deputy Chief Justice poked someone's nose. That was a crime. She went home because there were serious reasons to believe that a crime was created, a crime was committed. Are there reasons, serious reasons to believe? Yes. All these reasons that we've been listing here since morning, there are serious reasons to believe that the minister committed a crime. And all of them linked to the minister. The minister himself was saying, we did this, we did this. At that point, it is we. But now when things get hot, you throw the ball to National Cereals and Produce Board. Those innocent Kenyans, honestly, constitutionally, who do not have any mandate in this case, in this matter. Why was a committee created? Why was a committee created? Because perhaps in a board, the minister may not have achieved what he wanted. So a board was created, a committee was created because it is easy to manage interests. Thank you.
Honorable member, sorry.
Yeah. While you're there, so that you don't sit down, there is a question which has been disturbing you between member for Tharaka, Dr. Hamenwa, and yourself, so that we put it clean. If you have this document brought in by the CS, please pick a copy which is paginated so that we can move first. Paginated. And just look at page 6. Are you at page 6?
Yes.
Type boldly there. There is E, okay? You see E.
Yes, yes, yes.
It begins, of course, from over the other side, 6. As I understand it, this is brought by the CS to state what the roles and duties of a minister are. Can you read what is in E?
Thank you, Honorable Member. E says, the minister is supposed to appoint board members of public institutions falling under the ministry and the state departments in consultation with the executive office of the president in accordance with their respective enabling statutes.
Do you consider this as admission of the fact that the minister knows that his duty is to appoint board members of the board?
Yes, I do, and it's clear.
All right. Now, going back to the act.
Excuse me, Chair. Chair.
Going back to the act.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Chair. Why I'm not... thank you, Chair. I have to admit that I'm not a lawyer, but I think my colleague TJ seems to be like cross-examining or examining the witness instead of asking questions. Chair, can you please enlighten me on that? He seems to be examining.
Well, my...
Order, please. We know very well that this time is for the members to do any clarification, and we said that we can ask 2 questions within 2 minutes. And in the same manner, Honorable Wamboka, in your response, please limit yourself so that we can be able to cover as many questions as possible. You are debating. I think you are a good debater. You are trying to bring parliament here. Please limit yourselves so that at least the members can get the response to their questions. Again, Honorable Malulu, the question he asked is, in regards to the letter that the PS wrote, if the PS is invited, what additional evidence do we expect from him appearing before us? And that question, I think you have not answered, okay, if I'm right. And please, let us, members, we are just there to clarify, ask any question that we want within 2 minutes, and we proceed.
I'm on the floor. Chair. No, just a minute.
Yes.
No, just a minute. Just a minute. You know, just a minute. Daktari, please. Yes. Just 1 minute. I'm on the floor. Yes.
Honorable TJ.
I am. Yes. I've just asked you one question. Then I take you to the act which you have been referred to every time. 2C, which you have seen all the time. The Fertilizer Act. The Fertilizer Act. I'm sure, I'm not so sure which page it is.
Yeah, 251.
Yes. 2C, all right?
Yes, yes,
Fertilizer Act.
Shall.
All right, but wait until the question is asked.
Okay.
All right? So the question is this. The subsection 1 says, the board shall consist of the following persons appointed by the cabinet secretary, and it goes on to list several people. Without the cabinet secretary appointing these several people, would there be a board?
No.
Does it mean, therefore, that for the board to be established, these people must be appointed?
Yes, by the cabinet secretary.
Yes. The last thing, National Cereals Produce Board, NCPP Act.
Yes.
Cap 338, all right?
Yes.
It is in the documents, but I'm sure this will take you time. This was prepared by our secretariat.
Yes.
But it's before us. I wanted you to see functions of the board. You can pick this and look at this page, functions, page 7. Go back there, 435, go back there. And look at the functions
Honorable
of the board.
TJ, with all due respect, ask questions that the sponsor of the motion will answer, please.
You know, this is true. I wait for me to ask the question. I'm just cleaning it up so that he knows the way I'm asking.
Yes.
So, yes, that functions of the board.
Yes. Can I read?
No, don't read. It will take too long. But just look at it. Can you see any function which relates to the procurement and distribution of subsidized fertilizer? Look at it.
As I said in my submission, not at all.
Thank you very much.
Not at all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, not at all.
Thank you.
What page is that? Sorry, I missed it. What? Page what?
The sponsor has given you, Honorable Omanyo.
Can I dispense with what Honorable Malulu said?
Yes.
Chair, we seek your guidance on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary. There is no allegation in the motion about this law of fertilizer and food or animal products and whatever. The allegations are there in black and white. Allegation 1 is about the Constitution. Allegation number 2 is about the Penal Code. Allegation number 3 is about the Leadership and Integrity Act. So one of the difficulties we have, this case is now mutating from the case that we were presented with, that we breached certain specified laws, and now it seems to be drifting to a law that is not part of the allegations, because then we are unable to know how do you deal with that evolution of the case.
Clearly, I'm not a lawyer, but...
Members be informed that what we are doing is the honorable members to ask questions, any clarification within 2 minutes, and the sponsor of the motion to respond. Let us stick to that, please.
I want to be on record, Honorable Chair. I've been asked questions here, and there was no complaint. But when some questions are asked, Honorable Tandaza has seemed to have a formed mind. Honorable, I'm just,
Chair,
this is
Chair.
my opinion. This is
Chair,
my
that's-
opinion.
That's
No.
casting aspersions.
Honorable Wamboka,
Can you withdraw?
we are trying to protect you. Kindly withdraw that and respond to Honorable Malulu's question.
Thank you.
Then Honorable Omanyo will ask a question.
I withdraw.
But on a more fundamental issue, Chair, the witness has no capacity, neither the power, to make an assessment and decide what I think.
It's already withdrawn.
So I think it's only fair that you should not pigeonhole us this so and so goes this way and that way. We've been practicing lawyers for a number of years, and it is important that we act in a very fair manner.
Well guided.
Article 117 of the Constitution is absolutely very clear.
He has withdrawn, and let us proceed. And going forward, please, Honorable Wamboka, limit yourself to the questions and be positive as you respond.
On the issue of the letters, yes, most of these letters are authored by the PS. It is only him, and it's only proper to invite him to clarify and shed light on some issues, because I'm being asked loudly here which issues. It's only proper to bring him and clarify on the issues in the letter, which in our considered opinion.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Council of Governors,
and other things.
Ridiculous is not unparliamentary. It is ridiculous to me, Honorable Chair. The process went through the Speaker and his team. They approved. It met the threshold. 149 members. Were they also being used by someone? That's why I'm saying it's ridiculous. It's just introducing things to try and paint this case in a different way. Time frame. When an act comes to place, it is therefore the responsibility of that person who is given the responsibility to actualize. And Honorable Mragara, now I know you've seen shall, the shall I used. You saw it. So, why didn't he do it? Abdication of duties. That is part in singular terms. That was actually a singular duty to the minister. Because there is no other minister who is supposed to do it. There is no other person, including the president, who is supposed to do it. And you see, that act controls a very special function. A very special. If there was no issue of fertilizer and animal feeds, all that, you could have a point and say, yeah, because there's no need, there's no hurry. Indeed, there is need, there is hurry. Was it done? No, Madam Chair. So that falls squarely on the minister. We need that operationalized yesterday to continue to save Kenyans who should not continue suffering.
Chair. Chair, may I proceed with the question?
Please, in order for us to progress, and you know we have other witnesses to come, we have over 2 hours to spend with...
No, just a clarification
to spend with other witnesses. So,
Chair,
yes?
Because this point now is explaining, just a clarification.
Did you say this
now
boy?
Now that he's saying...
No, Honorable Chair, what did he say? This boy?
This point.
Oh.
Yes.
I was taken serious offense about
So,
it.
Chair, can you also now explain to us if it states that the CS will do this in consultation with another office, and this, in this case, the office of the president, how does this responsibility now fall on him? Squarely. Thank you.
Honestly, Honorable Chair, the law is clear. The Honorable Member is, the law is clear. I don't want to say anything so that you rule me out of order. The law is clear. We need a fertilizer board. Did whatever the minister do it? No, he did not.
Let us put
Whichever way, left, right, center, up, down, you look at this.
Chair.
Yeah. And there is nowhere...
Honorable Amboka.
No, just a minute, Chair. There is nowhere it says consultation. Show us.
Keep asking because these actors occupied so much time. Which is the allegation in the impeachment motion that says the client I represent breached the Fertilizer and Animal Feeds Act? Because if there is no such allegation,
we responded to that earlier,
and we are just wasting your time.
No, we responded to it.
Please know that it is time for members. Honorable Jane, please ask your question. Then the Vice Chair will also give his comment.
Thank you, Chair. In fact, I have 2 questions. Something just came up as Honorable Member was presenting his feedback. Honorable Chair, I want the Honorable Member to tell us, he has alluded to intimidation of witnesses that he would want to call to this committee. He has alluded to arrest by the DCI, summoning. Can he tell this committee, who is this that is intimidating witnesses?
State.
My second question. You refer on page 4, ground DI. You refer to a framework contract for supply and distribution where it states that, that the Honorable Mithika Linturi then goes on and says, appears to have committed a gross violation, and goes on and on. You refer to a framework contract for supply and distribution of fertilizer dated 31st March 2022. Could you tell this committee the name of the CS Agriculture in office at the time? That is all, Chair.
Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, you know, this process we are going through is a political process, and we've been told is also quasi-judicial. So basically, some of us are in a different realm from what we are used to. And we all understand that Parliament handles matters that are of concern to the people. And this is also the very first time that a motion of this nature has reached this level. So I needed to just get some clarity from the Honourable Member, having been the first one to get here. And also being a Member of Parliament and prosecuting this as a Member of Parliament, not as a lawyer. Do you feel that an MP basically, when handling matters of impeachment, should do that on a strictly legal manner, or is it basically a political process, which is basically we allege, debate, and then vote? You know, do you think then members of Parliament should be addressing or dealing with impeachment in the manner in which I am seeing it coming out here? And how do you feel when you're put into a task as if you're the subject, because I saw you being put to task at the point of cross-examination. But then I want you to clarify two things very quickly. How do you tie because you've made reference a lot to the Fertilizer and Animal Foodstuffs Act. How do you tie the failure, if any, of the CS to appoint this board with any of your three grounds that you raised in your petition or motion? And two, there is an alleged closure of a business, private business enterprise. How again do you tie that to the three charges? Because you can, you've got three direct violations that you've referred to, but you've given a lot of information. How do you tie those particular two with the charges? And I think that's what the council was asking.
Honorable Wamboka, please respond, and then we proceed.
My experience on this impeachment thing, yes, it's not easy. You can imagine I'm being asked questions by a lawyer. The council, well, people who have gone to school specifically to do this, people have been handling legal things throughout their lives. As a member of parliament, we have to relook at the whole process. We have to relook at the whole process. Like in the Senate, once members come, once they pass, and indeed, people hold these offices in trust. Honorable Chair, that National Assembly does not trust you. What business do you have to continue being a minister? So if you asked me, yes, we are gathering lessons out of this, but I think there is more to look at, to relook at in terms of how we want to advance this environment of law. It's called jurisprudence, something of that kind. I'm learning. There is much, actually, the load on the MP running this motion is too much, and at times too unnecessary. You have to pay your lawyers, you have to deal with witnesses, you have to ensure you do all this. So yes, it's challenging.
Honorable Wamboka, point of order by Dr. Rachel.
Chair, I just want to ask, with all due respect to my colleague, is it necessary to debate a matter in futility? Because this is a constitutional issue which prescribes the process and removal of a cabinet secretary, and it is a matter that calls for a constitutional amendment. Is it necessary for us to debate it?
Honestly, this is a very necessary, if you asked me, Madam Chair, it's a very necessary thing. And members, on one hand, we want to save time. On another hand, We want us to discuss things that are not there. It is his opinion, it is his question. You have your opinion, you have your questions. You have asked, I've answered. So what is wrong if I answer another honorable member's questions, honestly?
Chair, just for record, my 2 questions were not answered, and I guess that there is no answer for the 2 questions.
Please,
and
I'm only human, just refresh my
I do not want
mind.
to solicit for the answer. I asked out of the 4 letters that were written, which one directly links the Cabinet Secretary, and the second one was about evidence of intimidation of the director of KELS Limited, and the 2 are not answered. So my guess is that there is no answer.
Madam Chair, I'm only human, I can forget.
Okay, if you forgot,
in terms
please
of the
respond
cabinet,
quickly.
Just quickly, I dispense with it.
If you forgot, please respond.
I'm
so
sorry.
we proceed, yeah.
I'm sorry. In terms of Cabinet Secretary, the letters linking to the Cabinet Secretary, the fact that we are discussing here is fake fertilizer. The PS has written a very serious letter that stops, that indicate that there may be fake fertilizer and all that. He has copied the minister. Did the minister know? Because after all this, the minister went to say there's no fake fertilizer. Those are clarifications we want from the PS. And indeed, it will help us. Intimidation. Yes, that the day this motion came up, and we indicated that we are looking for these people to be part of our witnesses, because we used heavily, we relied on the submissions they had made. Yeah, they've been staying every day, they've been called DCI headquarters, such that you can't even have them. Otherwise, I would have come with them here. But you cannot, because anytime you call him, he's called at. It's like someone listens to our calls. Anytime you call that person, the next call he calls, you say, I've been summoned to DCI. I need protection. That person needs protection from this committee to come and tell us what he knows. It is the same person who has provided through a document and in person. But the minister tried to talk to him, to shoulder the responsibility so that the minister can be saved. It is on record. How will you not want to listen to such a witness? It is not a coincidence that the CEO started receiving summons every day when our motion came up. It's not. It is not. And you see, even the closure, a member asked about the closure of this company. It was conducted in a bid to cover up the violations that have already been committed under ground 1, 2, and 3 of my motion. I think I come now to Honorable Mbui about that. You asked, what's the connection? Yeah, after we raise all these things, then the closure is conducted. Okay? Yeah. So, we plead with you. We kindly plead with you.
Chair,
Sense?
I have not had response to my second question in regard to the framework contract and who was the CS for agriculture in office at the time.
The person who was CS for agriculture, which time? 2022, when this thing started.
When the framework contract that you have cited
Which page is it?
in your motion on page 4, a framework contract dated 31st March 2022.
Let me take some water. Just a minute. My page 4 doesn't have what you're talking about. Can come take it. The minister was, if I'm not wrong, Munya.
Thank you,
I'm not
Honorable
sure
Chair.
about
That is all.
The minister was Munya, and this document was provided by the minister Linturi, but the irregularities happened during the current minister's tenure.
Thank you. Honorable Wamboka, you have done very well. You have done your bit, and we are now proceeding. Please, You didn't show any interest, Honorable Chepkonga.
You know, Honorable Chepkonga is my chairman, so Madam Chair, if you don't give him, I will have trouble. He's my chair.
I have allowed him.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Chair. You know, I just missed out. I was listening to my very good friend. And indeed, he's my good friend. We are both serving in one subcommittee. No, you know what just caught my attention on Wamboka is this charge sheet that has been attached to the response of the Cabinet Secretary. In your statement, you say that it appears that there is some collusion somewhere to prevent some people from giving evidence. You know, maybe from my background, I just wanted to know, since the ODPP, under the Constitution, is said to be independent, are you therefore saying that the ODPP has been compromised to prefer these charges?
These people have been called by DCI. I honestly would not want to comment about ODPP, but these people are being called every other day at the DCI. Every other day. The moment I put my phone down, the guy says, I'm coming. The next minute, I've been summoned. I'm going to DCI. That's what I said. And that is intimidation, Honorable Chepkonga, and you know it very well. And you know governments change. Today is this one, tomorrow is this one. So just do that which you'd like when someone else is in government, you'd like them to do to you.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of that session. We have 2 hours and 42 minutes for the other witnesses. Alert the Sergeant at Arms to bring your next witness so that we can proceed.
Thank you so much. I honestly need some food. It's been very hectic.